Good time zone artifacts and a happy birthday to all of those around the world. La Pluma's simulation lets you play with an unreleased op, really? That's fascinating. I wonder why they did that. Was it meant to come out later and we got it earlier? Wonder who it is. Can you check it out? I guess we can. And see who it is. Real quick. Let me just pull up the game. We're in.
Tiredness has not called on me yet.
La
May
Pluma.
first
Oh,
rest.
okay. Una pluma en los vientos. The pluma in something. Anyone who emerges from the flames of war, even a child, carries a strikingly different aura. You see La Pluma venture onto the battlefield with eyes honest and limpid, but those eyes betray no naivety as to her whereabouts. The opposite, in fact. They announce that she is far too familiar with this place, and she knows that her sickle, or where her sickle, ought to sweep. Well, that's tequila. On the map. Okay. No one else here. Are we supposed to put her there? I guess so. Let's go this enough. Attack range expands. That direction. Oh, fascinating. Okay. Dublin Flyers. Is that going to give us something to take them down? Or can he hit? Excuse me? Oh, it's the streamer. She's a bard. Less likely to be attacked after being deployed for a certain duration. Stuns other units within range for 6.5 seconds. Whoa. Short-circuiting genius. Oh, he doesn't just attack things. He has to actually block them. Okay. Or no, we can't attack that thing. What was that thing for? I don't know. I wonder if it can stun again later on. You official, the streamer. Legendary streamer. Fascinating. Why is she in there?
Have you been doing well lately, Doctor?
Did she come out early? And so that's why? She came out April 1st, 2023. And Come Catastrophes came out September 5th. Yeah, so it did come out after she was supposed to be released. But we didn't get her yet. But we got this. Okay, that checks out. So she was an April Fool's operator. Yeah, we didn't get her, huh? We got Conviction.
Tiredness has not called on me yet. May 1st.
Maybe next month? Oh, that's true. It will be April, huh? Yeah, maybe. Man, at max potential, she stuns for 7.5 seconds. That's so long. That's all she does. She doesn't actually have skills or anything. So she's pretty much just a robot. Yeah, she is 1 star. She's just a robot without being a robot. What are they trying to say about streamers? Also, she has a Duck Lord stuffed animal on her chair, which is fascinating. One, because that means Duck Lord has stuffed animals of himself. And she's a fan. Alright, well there you go. Anyway. I think she's heard that she's based on an actual streamer. That'd be news to me. Guess I can check the trivia and see if they say anything. Let's see. Does it say anything? No, trivia doesn't seem to mention anything. Oh wait. Well, not technically. It says her English voice actor, which means that there is an English voice actor, is Lily Pichu, whom is a streamer, if you don't know. So that's fun. But it doesn't say the character itself is based on anyone. Also, the carpet under her chair is Gopnik, so she's a big fan of those group of people. Gopnik and Ducklord. That's funny, it's Lily Pichu. I don't watch her, but I do watch a stream, a D&D stream with her in it, actually. Anyway, come Catastrophes or Wakes of Vultures. Last time, Black Steel, Jessica, Lisgarm, Franca, and Laura arrive at the small mining town, or medium-sized mining town of Daviston Town. I keep wanting to say Daviston, but it's not tin, it's just town. Davis Town. To help repair their power, their energy reactor, their power station. After it had broken down, they've been trapped in the wilderness in the snow for a few months at least. I don't know if they actually gave a time. Maybe even years? I don't know. And as they have settled into the town and are beginning to repair the reactor, they are starting to learn that, you know, some weird stuff is afoot with the local bank and how everyone is in debt to the bank, and the government is even living out of the bank because it had to shut down. And also, there's a bandit problem that the bank may or may not have ties with, maybe. That's my theory, at least. And Jessica has a personal mission to deliver a single bullet to a man named Woodrow. And although she's hung out with Woodrow multiple times now, she has yet to deliver the bullet. And she also helped pay off the debt of a guy named Leon. There's an extra E, so I'm not sure where the emphasis is supposed to go. Save it for the sequel event. Dear God. The man who wasn't there. You should always try to raise your spirits when eating, even if it's a little difficult. I feel weird saying this, but if the heating's still chugging along and the stove's lit too, why does it feel so cold? The Vank's not up to something again, are they? I hung 'em up all night and my socks still ain't dry. What's that noise? How many times do I have to tell you to shave, Woody? Every time you take a sip of water, you spill droplets all over the table. What are you on about? I ain't had a drink since I came in. Then where did all this water stains come from? Your diner's just getting old and rickety, just like my brain these days. Like, why am I remembering this wrong, or has there always been a huge water stain over there? Oh my gosh. The water pipes just ruptured. Oh my god. No way. My rundown old floorboards can handle all this water damage. Go and turn off the valve, then look for something to catch the water leaking in. I'll take care of things upstairs. My poor waist. I can barely even stand up straight. How's things looking up there, Woody? And that's why she joins Rodan. Yeah, obviously, the pipeline from diner to mercenary starts with water damage. I suggest you grab a chair and sit down before I tell you. You ain't as spry as you used to be. Spare me the theatrics and just lay it on me. I've seen it all by now. It's flooded up to my knees, and all the furniture's ruined. What about my clothes in the wardrobe? Are they okay? Your favorite color is red, right? I hope this is good news. Perfect. The water from the pipe's all rusted colored, so I'm guessing all your clothes will be fine too. So what the hell were you doing up there all this time? Grabbing all this. Oh, I almost forgot about this box. Where did you find it? Where else? In the wardrobe. Not like you have anywhere else to hide stuff. I also grabbed a few things off your nightstand. At least there's no water inside. Now let's take a look. Here's the insurance policy. Should cover today's damages. Also the deed to the land, my house, and my passbook.
Why are you still hanging on to that? You know you'll never touch none of that money.
Would you throw it away if you were me? See? You get what I'm talking about, don't you? What he saved all these years wasn't just money, it was his conviction too.
Tch, sentimental old fool.
We're all just old fools here, Woody. Compared to the fickle future, the pieces of the past we've built up over the years hit that much closer to home.
Says you.
Look, it's the novel that was sitting on the nightstand too. Ain't been opened for the longest time.
Same old cliche love story about a rich girl and some farmer.
Why you gotta be so grumpy? Ain't got nothing nice to say?
I've got plenty. Like, good luck at the bank tomorrow.
You should thank your lucky stars I've mellowed with age. So what about you? Any plans for tomorrow?
I'm gonna bring Jessica along to have a talk with someone.
A talk?
Yep, just a normal talk.
Put the gun down, yeah? I've got something to say, old man. I'm listening. Or you've got something to say, rather.
What are you so scared of? If you ask me, I'm as gentle as they come. So you wanna chat? Let's chat. You and the bandits out there have been meeting up in secret these last few days. How about you share what you've talked about?
Oh, let go of me, old man. I said...
You spineless wimp. Give him a good kick, Jessica.
Okay. What are you doing? Wiping your shoes on my pants?
Forget it, Jessica. How's your aim?
Not too bad, I think.
Perfect. Can you thread a bullet right through between his ears?
Oh. Yeah, sorry sir, my hand's still a bit shaky, but it's not like I hit you with the last one, so you can stop screaming.
It's fine, you'll get it after a few tries.
Alright. Woodrow's gonna turn Jessica into a stone cold killer. It was
what?
It was because they've been short on manpower these days. They've been trying to recruit us. I figured seeing now how none of us on the plate can repay our debts anyway, might as well give some a chance to dig themselves out.
You're talking about converting people to a life of banditry.
Yeah, it's not like I forced them or anything. They already jumped ship before I even finished talking.
Come on, like I said, what are you fellas so afraid of? Just tell me the truth.
This is the man waving a gun in my face. What if we say something that pisses you off? What are those bandits hiding? Or was it where? Yeah, where it was. Where are those bandits hiding? Oh, well, how should I know? They're so damn slippery.
That's enough, Jessica.
Just let us go, old man. You can take anything you want from this room, please.
Color me surprised. These punks actually have some pretty nice stuff. Even got some bottles of beer and champagne in the corner.
You don't say. Where did we see beer and champagne before? Did we seriously just let him walk away scot-free?
All I care about is finding those missing people. If these punks want to leave the place, that's their call. I ain't gonna judge them for it.
But I think...
Want something to drink?
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
Mellow, full body fragrance of hops and a refreshing aftertaste. Where the hell did they get such quality booze?
My sincerest apologies, Helena, ma'am. But after a preliminary review and discussion, we could not accept your compensation application. The damage to the water pipes in your incident is clearly man-made.
A man-made? Wait, you mean someone's messing with us again?
Considering your restaurant's revenue and liabilities, we have ample reason to believe that you deliberately damaged your own water system to cash out on an insurance plan.
You think this is insurance fraud?
No, ma'am, we're simply saying it's a reasonable conclusion to make. As long as you can provide professional proof that eliminates that possibility, we'll be able to move on to the claims process.
How the hell am I supposed to find a judge or a lawyer on this damn plate? It's been ages since they all left.
My apologies, but we're simply following procedure. If that's all, I'd like to assist the next customer. There's a long line behind you.
Then withdraw this money from this passbook.
This passbook. Oh yes, this jogs my memory. You've already applied several times before, but can you prove that you came by this source of income legally?
He sent this passbook along with the letter. By the time I arrived in Davistown, he's already passed away. All his neighbors can attest to that.
Do you really expect that to hold up legally speaking?
Just give me my stuff, I'm leaving.
All your belongings are right here. Remember to take them with you, ma'am. Also, may I offer you a little reminder?
Oh, what is it?
Based on the photos you provided, we can only guarantee one thing. The flooding to your restaurant has significantly reduced its value, meaning it's no longer enough to offset your existing debts. If you don't want to enter a compulsory liquidation process, I recommend you to consider the following.
I've heard enough. Just keep your trap shut, bastard.
The boss music should play when someone enters the bank.
Helena. Looks like she didn't notice us. Why are there so many people here today? What's the bank up to?
Extracting the evil of bureaucracy upon the people?
If this is a collection notice I received earlier this morning, it says I'm insolvent and will be declared bankrupt soon. But I've been making my payments.
Ma'am, we've been extending your loan term so far, but we're no longer able to grant you leniency. The good news is that after liquidating your existing assets, your remaining balance will only be 2,000 gold certificates, which I'm certain you'll have no trouble procuring. Gold certificates. Has that been the Colombian money this whole time? Did I not ever realize that? Because LMD, of course, is Lungman dollars, and we use that in the game. But the certificates are Colombian?
Please, can you extend it to just another 2 months? No, 1 month is enough.
Unfortunately, no. We can't push it back even a single day. If you're unable to make your payment, we'll have no choice but to begin a compulsory process. All your property will be confiscated, and you'll have to leave Davistown within the time allotted, while continuing to pay your debt for roughly 10,000 certs, of course. Failure to do so will result in criminal liability. You have to leave Davistown? I don't think they can just kick you out of the town. I'm not sure that's how that works.
But I can't afford that, whether it's 2 or 10,000, please, I beg you. Just 1 month's grace.
If you truly have no other options, then please take a look at this. Do you control... I mean, I guess so. But what force? There's no police. Like, what force is doing, like... They're gonna liquidate the house, but like... Who are they sending to do that exactly? A banker? Just beat the banker up. There's no police here, apparently. Oh, the Pioneer Plan. If you apply now, you'll be able to enjoy a certain amount of loan forgiveness. I mean, that's true. They are hoping Black Steel will do it for them now. Yeah. They did try to do that earlier.
I'm already so old. If I went out the frontier, what could I possibly do?
Are you in any position to worry about that? Will you continue carrying your debt at the risk of criminal liability and lose the roof over your head, or would you rather shed some of your debt and start a new life on the frontier? Do you really need to hear my opinion?
I'll sign it.
Excellent. Please head to your right. My colleagues there will help you get signed up. They probably have some deal with the pioneering, like, government institution, whatever institution that is, the Department of Pioneering or something. They probably have some deal where they make money by sending people out there. Next customer. What the hell is this? If you two are here to discuss business, please get in line. Oh, if it isn't Miss Liscom and Miss Franca, how are you doing? Have you finished looking over the list? You've got some explaining to do. Why are you forcing people out into the Barrens? By signing the agreement, they can shed out their existing debt and start over without the weight on their backs. Isn't that the best possible outcome? And what about the list? How many of these people are supposed to be bandits? They're just a bunch of destitute old folks who don't want to run out of their homes. Once they go bankrupt, their houses are no longer belong to them, but rather to us, the creditors. What else would you call it when someone takes advantage of the lack of police to squat on someone else's property? Is that not a crime? Your so-called law and order is just driving out poor people who can't pay up.
There's nothing so-called about it. This is law and order, Miss Franca. Insurance fraud. They're declaring you bankrupt.
That's why I didn't want to talk about it. I feel like I'm gonna pop a blood vessel.
If the bank is purposely depreciating the value of the diner, how much are they slashing it by?
I've been going back and forth with them for a while now. It seems like they're settling at 50,000 certs.
If it's only 50,000, I could lend you the rest.
Just like you secretly lent money to Leon.
I want to borrow some too, thanks. Jessica, just become a philanthropist, please. Just pay us all. Give us all money. Sylvia told you.
It's been eating her up inside, so she told me this morning. Don't worry though, I can keep a secret. If you want to lend me money, of course I'd accept it, but who knows how long it'll take to pay it back, if ever.
I don't mind, even if you never pay it back.
No, stop it. Don't say things like that. I'll definitely find a way to return the favor someday.
Here, when the bank comes to collect, give them this check. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing? If it ain't like you are the one borrowing money.
You know, Rhode Island could actually use that money. We're in the red.
By the way, one other thing. Leon was too embarrassed to tell you himself, but he wanted me to pass this one on.
He found out about the money?
You silly girl. I told you your secret's safe with me. Why would I tell him? He just wants to treat you to a meal. It seems like bandits ain't the only thing Woodrow's been tracking. He's got a good catch of foul beasts. Miles and Benny will be there too.
Oh, okay then.
You don't sound too happy about it.
That's because, actually, I saw a lot of people outside the bank on my way here. They were signing agreements to head out to the frontier. I asked around, and it seems like it's a way of shutting some debt off. But why do they have to abandon everything and risk their lives to start over in a place with nothing, just for a little bit of debt relief? Can they even survive that ordeal?
And last but not least, the main course, a garlic-crusted foul beast with roasted potatoes. Sounds good.
Wow, that smells amazing.
I'll have this piece. Put it down, Woody. That's for Jessica.
You heard her. She's the star of tonight's feast.
It's no big deal. I just saw that what was going on in Davistown and felt that they couldn't sit back and watch. As for the food, I'm fine with whatever, really. I even had some biscuits earlier, so I'm not that hungry.
See, she's fine with it.
No means no, Benny. Or no means no, Benny. This one's for you.
Oh wow, thank you very much.
Yeah.
What's so funny?
Nothing. It just occurred to me how different you seem compared to when we first met.
Yeah, he's been like this for ages. When he first strolled into town, he immediately pissed off pretty much everyone in the mines. And we all thought that this grumpy, sharp-toothed asshole was here to cause trouble.
And what happened after that?
Then he met Helena.
He really should be thanking her. If it weren't for her warmth and willingness to put up a few good words for him with those unlikable fellas. But chat a bit today, and you'll find some common ground tomorrow. In the end, she discovered his more charming side and showed it off to the others. It was even a song going around at the time, probably written by one of her admirers. Still remember how it goes, Miles?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Right, there was that song. I think it's coming back to me.
Give us the intro and I'll sing it. Let's sing it together.
Who gave you jerks permission to sing in my restaurant?
I wander here all alone, and not a penny to my name. My hometown far behind me, miles and miles away. The barren stretch before me as far as I can see.
And who's waiting at the end? Who indeed but she? She spared her arms, spread her heart, showed me that pretty face. And from that moment on, I found my dreams in her embrace.
Yeah, is that song about Helena?
Who else?
If you ask me, the her it mentions might not be a specific person, but rather a broader idea.
What sort of idea?
Maybe she's a home filled with everyone's dreams in Davistown itself.
Now that makes sense. Think about it. The second verse talks about her body, right? That's the energy tower, and her hair is the white smoke coming from it, and her burning heart must be the plant's furnace. And in that section your fellas just sang, her arms and her embrace, ain't that just those two long railroad tracks embracing everyone here? So many pioneers carved out of this piece of land bit by bit. With the tools in their hands, it became the place. It became the place they started their families and business in. After that, even more youngsters arrived with their dreams and aspirations, followed in the footsteps of the previous generation, pitching in their youth and passion. She and only she is worthy of everyone's admiration.
I knew it. It all makes sense now.
Anyhow, no way in hell anybody's pinning all their hopes and dreams on my body. The engineer has nothing more to say. His eyelids droop and his head tilts back slightly, the restaurant's owner's words whisking him back to the past. Oh hey, it's a star bubble. He remembers the soot-stained face of his co-workers when they went home after a long shift. He remembers how his neighbors would greet him in the morning when he left for work. He remembers the cool and refreshing beer foam like escaping from the rim of his glass, and the warmth of his cheeks from the children's kisses. His thoughts are wild and turbulent, but they fill his heart with warmth and comfort. Just like the song he is humming right now, completely tuneless, yet moving nevertheless. And he's waiting, and who's waiting at the end, but she. She spread her arms, spread her heart, showed her pretty face to me. And from that moment on, I found my dreams in her embrace. The others in the room stop what they're doing and make no other sound. Only the engineer's voice is allowed to fill the entire restaurant. After a while, the boiler worker's coarse voice joins the song, and the restaurant owner begins to hum along softly. Even Woodrow, whose attention had been seized by the food on his plate, cannot help but tap his fingertips against his knee to the beat. Only Jessica feels gripped by an inexplicable unease, as if there is a shadow in her heart that will not go away.
No need to make a scene.
Paramilitary sniper recharges enemy units within attack range.
Don't let them out of sight, even if your eyes are hurting. Good timing.
Can your eyes keep up?
What do you need of? Get out of my home!
Paramilitary thief. They've brought the wraiths back. Oh my gosh. Also, we've exited the bandit enemies. Like, these are just soldiers. These are no longer bandits.
What do you need of cowards? Break the silence first.
Typhon can just solo this level.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, we're still singing, huh? Okay. It's a long song, apparently.
She spread her arms, spread her heart, showed me that pretty face. And from that moment on, I found my dreams in her embrace.
I still remember when you fellas got together to sing that back in the day. Your voices lit up the entire room. Felt like your singing cleared up the winter fog that year. Well, always the same song as just now, ma'am? Hardly. They knew all sorts of songs. The miners came from all over, bringing so many songs in so many languages. Does Woodrow also know how to sing?
He ain't much of a talker. Whenever we all get together, he just stuffs his face like now. Elena, when are you gonna crack open the bottle of champagne I brought back?
Shoot, I really am getting old, huh? I nearly forgot. About Miles, he,
Don't worry about him. Said he wanted to take a stroll, so he did. Just pop the cork and pour him a glass. We can toast when he comes back.
Alright, without further ado. The cork shoots out with a pop, golden wine and silver foam splashing out at the same time. The sweet aroma spreads across the room and wondrous befuddlement sparkles in the eyes of everyone at the table. Here, Jessica, you're the star tonight, so the first glass is for you. Yeah, thank you. Next up is you, Woody. Thanks for helping her talk some sense into that stubborn old burden beast.
Don't mention it.
This one's for Miles, and this one's for me, and last and definitely least is you, Leon, for killing us with worry all this time.
Okay, I deserved that. To be perfectly honest, I actually...
If you got something to say, you better wait for Miles. You ain't gonna leave him out like that, are you?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
The table that had been lively all evening falls quiet, and the spilled champagne seeps silently into dark, unseen places. But why did you open it like that? Kind of unnecessary. Past bowls and plates. Excuse me. What is it, Benny? Past cups and saucers. Actually, there's something I want to announce to everyone.
I was wondering why you were so quiet today, but I guess you had something brewing. Wait to snatch the spotlight from your dad at the dinner table.
Benny, why don't you wait for Miles, too? Past empty wine bottles. No, I think now's the best time. Until it flows over the table's edge and seeps onto the floor, Won't someone clean this up? Snap.
I'm leaving. Ha! Guess you finally got sick of this nosy old farts. Can't wait for Miles to get back so we can share one last drink before we say goodbye. No, I mean I'm leaving Davistown. Ah, look at this kid getting drunk without touching a drop of champagne. No, I'm perfectly sober. It's something I've been thinking about getting off my chest, but I never got the chance to say it now. Or so I'm saying it now. What's wrong? Why does everything look like it just started raining? Miles,
Bennett just said he wants to leave Davistown.
What? How long have you been thinking about this boy? About a year or so. Last month, Miss Selena from next door came over and said that her daughter in Ironforge City managed to find a caravan willing to come through here. She said she was planning to go with it to follow her daughter. She asked if I wanted to come, so she thought it'd be a waste of my talents to stay. No matter how much I learn here, I won't have a place to use any of it. She told me she didn't want me to become the next Sylvia.
And what about your living expenses? Tuition? Where are you gonna live?
Don't worry, there are plenty of boarding schools in Ironforge City willing to provide scholarships so I can study there. Benny, why wait so long to discuss this with us? It's a big decision. You know better than that. I'm sorry, Miles. He ain't asking for our input. Just letting us know the decision he's made.
Have you thought this through? Weighed the pros and cons? Who knows, this place might perk up once it gets moving again. You can always decide then.
I don't want to wait that long. The only reason you're all willing to stay and put... The only reason you're all willing to stay put and pray things get better is because you remember the good old days. But I don't. This place has been a dump for as long as I can remember. My adoptive father worked so hard for this place, throwing away everything else without hesitation. My brother took his place as a pillar of the family and wanted to join a mercenary group when he came of age to earn money to send back home. But a few years later, those people sent his belongings back with no explanation attached in the letter except for a few lines saying they're sorry. There should have been another path for him back then, just like there should be one for me now. Am I wrong? So when are you leaving? Tomorrow. I know I shouldn't have waited this long to tell you, but if I don't say it now, I'll never get a chance.
The boy glances across the table at his father. Mustering the courage to look him in the eyes, he desperately hopes to see anger and resentment. That would make him feel a little less guilty, a little less conflicted. But his father simply hangs his head and remains silent, completely at a loss for words. Leon,
It's fine. I'll be alright. It's not a bad idea. You should leave. You deserve it.
Helena gives Leon a few pats on the shoulder, but he simply continues to mechanically repeat a few words of approval, prompting her to shake him a bit harder.
It's fine, Elena. I'll be alright. This is how it should be. Then I wish you a safe journey. Take care of yourself, kid.
Why is it so damn cold here? I picked up some wood we can burn. Feel any better yet? Judging from how you're curled up into a ball, I'm guessing you've never been through anything like this. How could you folks think you'd make it as a mercenary? Oh, you decided on yourself, but why? Did you get in a fight with your family? Oh, there are people who you want to protect and problems you want to solve, huh? Sounds pretty ambitious if you ask me. I'm a bit jealous, to be honest. Most people you see out here in these ruins on the battlefield were pushed here by circumstance, myself included. Driven by poverty, by injustice, by darkness and violence. We often pick up our weapons and rashly open fire without worrying about what we're aiming at. Right up until we finally step into a puddle of mud and look down at our footprints. Only to realize that what we stepped in was a river of blood. When that happens, I'm sure there's some noble idea that can keep you from collapsing in defeat. Too bad I never found out what it was. I was only in it for the money. My family owes a lot of money, and my little brother, well, he's damn smart. If he'd been born rich, he'd be at the top of his class. But if he stays back home, the only future he's got is as a debt collector.
Yeah, I don't think that counts as being in it only for the money. You're doing it for your family. That's noble too.
Yeah, who can say? But for now, at least. We're doing it just to survive.
The attack's about to begin.
Jessica met Benny's brother.
Stop drinking already, Leon.
Can I sleep at the diner tonight?
If you want.
Poor fella. Just look at him.
It's just like 7 years ago.
What, are you guys talking about Carl now? Don't mind me. No need to tiptoe around it. This is already the second time. Twice now. Why? So why are you avoiding me? You think I can't handle it? Thank you for bringing me here, Jessica. You can head back now.
I still don't feel very good about this.
I don't think your boss would be happy with how you're always fretting over us.
I just can't bear to stand on the sidelines when there's something I can do.
Still, you helped Dad keep the house, so thanks again.
But the reason he finally sold his shares was because of you.
I know. He had to give up what was most precious to him just to keep a roof over my head. But with me gone, he'll finally be free to do what he really wants. In that sense, the house was never the obstacle. It was me and my brother. You remember my brother?
You're talking about Carl. I've heard you and Helena mention him before.
Yeah. We know him as Carl, but over at Blacksteel he went by the codename Black Plate.
Black Plate?
It's water under the bridge, Leon. I dredge it up now.
No point in trying to stop him, Miles. Just let him talk. He never brought it up, so we didn't say nothing. But now that he wants to look back, it's our job to let him.
I suppose.
I didn't ask for these thoughts, but in the end, in the dead of night, do I really have any control what pops in my head? The more I dwell on it, the more painful it was. The more painful it was, the less it made sense. But Bennett figured that all out a long time ago. He was right. Every step Carl took was never really his own choice. Because I was too stubborn, too arrogant. I ended up ruining everything. I ended up running everything dry. I'm drunk, I don't know. Our money, our lives, and our choices.
Good time zone, everyone. Gregor Zero, thanks for the raid. Welcome in. Just dealing with the evils of bureaucracy.
When I was little, there was a miner who'd always complain how nothing was easy anymore when you're middle-aged. You run out of energy and can only focus on a few things at a time. So you gotta be smart. You gotta keep your eyes on what really matters. Stop being greedy. But when it was my turn to grow old, I just refused to accept it. I grabbed the wrong end of the rope and held on for dear life. Told myself I was a brave warrior, fighting the good fight against fate itself. What do I have to show for it? Fought my way into a mountain of debt. Fought for a Davistown on its last legs. Fought for my eldest to die on the battlefield. My second son saw right through me, so why wouldn't he run the hell away?
Leon, we all know how much the mine means to you.
Then tell me how much, because I haven't a damn clue at this point. All I know is that I should have held on to those little hands back then, the hands of my children.
You sound like a pirate? Yeah, like a little bit.
I was a damn fool. How could I not see the writing on the walls when I heard that complaint? I should have etched those words into my mind.
My dad might be an old fool with the memory of a sieve, but I'm not. I recognized you the moment I saw you. The emblem on your uniform and the gear. It's exactly the same one I saw in the bag with Carl's personal effects.
Yeah, he was your brother. I never realized.
Did he ever tell you his real name? Or did you simply forget all about him?
I remember him. I didn't work with him for very long, but how could I forget?
You actually worked with Carl?
In Chernobog, we were left together to scout out the strength of the enemies hidden in the ruins. I was there when he was injured. I was so flustered at the time, my mind went completely blank.
You were there when he died?
Yes. I was.
But you still didn't know his real name.
Actually,
Actually, the time I spent with him was very short. Actually, I was so scared back then that I barely remember a thing. Actually, mercenaries always keep a few secrets close to their hearts that they don't readily disclose to others. Actually, there is no actually at all. Jessica knows this very well.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. That wasn't the point I was trying to make. What I wanted to know is, have you ever seen a silver ring inlaid with diamonds? It belonged to his biological mother, and he always carried it with him, but it wasn't in the bag sent back by your company. If you watched him die, then surely you know what happened to it. Were you the one who took it? If so, give me back my brother's things.
No, I have no idea. I've never seen him with a ring like that. Maybe it got lost.
How could Carl possibly lose that ring?
Well, depending on how he died, you know. Could have gotten lost. If he like exploded or something. Finally done with the last one. Let's take a look. Oh ho, number 120. With just a few strokes of my pen, 120 people have been sent to the frontier. Well, you better keep the pen moving or you'll be next. Sylvia, mind getting the lights? I'm going to lie down for a second.
$120 people.
Sylvia's stresses and anxiety makes her habitually reach up to fumble around her collar. As soon as she feels the familiar ring resting atop her chest, she hastily gives it a squeeze. The ring's unyielding texture digs into her palm, yet gradually calms her down as well. Just like that embrace 7 years ago, it was so tight she couldn't breathe that it eventually placated her surging tears. I see.
Carl, what should I do? What else is there for me to do?
So they were together before he left, and he gave her the ring. Okay.
Since you don't know where it is, head back, Jessica. Thanks for sending me off. Honestly, I'm grateful that you convinced Dad to choose the house. Now, even if I decide to leave, he won't be left with nothing. At the end of the day, those shares did nothing but make him feel a bit better. Not a damn thing.
If he ultimately wasn't able to keep the house, wouldn't you still have chosen to leave?
I don't know. I don't want to be an obstinate fool, but I don't want to be an ingrate either. Alright, this is goodbye for real, Jessica. Why are you still following me? What do you hope to accomplish? What can you even do at this point?
I'm not sure myself. All I know is I don't think you should leave like this.
Please go back already, I'm begging you. You're holding a golden nail in your hand. It's extremely valuable, but please don't use it to repair paper houses. In the end, no matter how hard you work at it, all you'll be left with are a few extra holes. Paper that thin will crumble under its weight anyway. Go back to where you belong. The house swathed in silver and gold. Find a place where you can drive that nail in. That's where it truly belongs. But please just stop following me, alright?
Has Benny gone back yet? Yes, Woodrow. I saw him home.
Then why aren't you heading back too?
I won't be able to fall asleep even if I do. I wanted a little bit of time to myself.
Then what the hell did that brat say to you?
Just something very reasonable. It reminded me of...
Oh?
It reminded me of a few things I should have already known. Ever since I was little, helping others was like grabbing a little yellow foul beast in a crystal clear bathtub. All I had to do was extend my hand and I'd be able to prevent the tub from spilling over. But that's because the faucet built with the wealth and authority bestowed to me only dispensed the warmest, clearest water. That's why everything around me always looks so pristine. But soon as I stepped out from the bathtub and from my family circle, I came face to face with reality. Reality's a murky quagmire. When you reach in, you have no idea what you'll pull out or what you'll touch.
There's no reason for you to agonize over this. To be blunt, nothing you did meant a damn thing to Benny's final decision. I watched that kid grow up. He's been full of good ideas since he was little. Great ideas. He really takes after someone I once knew. When he sorts things out in his head and makes up his mind, he'll set out off in a straight line, never to look back. He'll clear the path forward no way back, rather.
Sounds like an extremely determined person. Almost irrationally so.
Hardly. He was the most rational person I know, the source of all our problems, as well as our solutions. Can only be found on the road ahead of us.
I'm a bit jealous of people like that. Being that perceptive at a young age must save you a lot of unnecessary detours.
Don't ever envy people for that, Jessica.
Why do you say that?
Because they'll end up bald. Not a single strand of hair.
Well, okay, thanks for the reassurance.
Typhon unlocked her module, I think that was. Oh, we're just going straight, we're going into a interlude. Gonna get it? I guess. I assume it's good. Because Rosa's was good, so like, right? So I don't know what it does though, but I assume it's good. What does it do? Attacking a heavy enemy increases damage. Yeah. Is that it? Guess that's it. That doesn't seem that fancy, actually. But damage is damage. Does it affect her? Oh yeah, it does affect her count as well. Up to 60% within 10 seconds. 12% defense. Okay. Yeah, maybe at some point. I hope Benny does leave, though. Like, he deserves to make a, make his life as he wants it to be. If he wants to have a different life in Ironforge City, he should be allowed to do that. I know Jessica means well, but trying to get him to stay is not how to help him. Sudden impact. Go on, make your day even more exciting. Two weeks later, okay. Hey, teacher's pet. We've been waiting here for nearly a whole day already. You saw the news of that the messenger brought us from HQ, didn't you? They said the ETA is tomorrow afternoon. They also said that we need to spend the day for preparing everything needed for the connection. The Davistown connectors were working fine to start with, Laura. Laura got it all up and running in half a day, and now we're just standing around with thumbs up our butts. If you're cold, you're free to use the tent we set up, or warm yourself by the fire. What if I'm not cold? What if I'm afraid? Of what? I don't know. I just really can't tell how this whole thing will go down. Liskarm brings her communicator to her ear, looking slightly impatient. It's not receiving any signal. This proves that Fort Baron, known as Blacksteel's operators as the land ship. They can't call it that, that's our thing. Has yet to enter transmission range. Not gonna warm yourself up a little longer, Jessica? I'll pass, it's almost dark. I'll feel cold regardless. You should worry. You shouldn't worry too much. I mean, yeah, I'm real mad about the bank too, but the land ship is almost here. The boss isn't about to let those banker bastards make a fool of us. Also, it's been 2 weeks. Did you give the bullet to Woodrow yet? But boss? Which boss? Mr. Cliff, of course. Who else? It's hard to say. I mean, in the end, he's a businessman. Jessica silently looks in the direction of the platform. Instinctively, she reaches into her pouch and rubs the bullet inside. Look over there. Is that a fire? Where? Right on the plate. Close to the mining district. Maybe they started a fire by accident while heating themselves up. Hold on, no. There's not just one. What is this? Jessica! Team Blacksteel, ship estimated to arrive in. Acknowledged. Jessica, let everybody know. Captain, there are multiple distinct fires on the plate. I don't know what's going on, but I have to go check. Why now of all times? But we've already got the signal from the land ship. Port Baron shouldn't be too far. Jessica, where are you going? Captain, what do we do? Let her go. We'll continue the connection mission.
What's with all the ruckus at this hour? Where's that noise coming from? Someone's pounding the plant.
Oh my gosh, why is there rioting sounds? What's happening? Woodrow grabs his firearm from under his pillow and listens closely to the commotion downstairs. Hurry up and get down here, Woody. Someone broke in.
Blech. Feels awful. If I had known, I wouldn't have drank so much. I'm so tired. Maybe I'll just lie down here. That way I'll freeze to death on the street by tomorrow for sure. Yeah. What's that noise? What's going on? What the hell is this? Run. These people just barged in, started smashing and looting. Who are they? Yeah, so it's you, Gramps. You're the one from the snowfield. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky, Gramps. Shush, don't make a fuss, you'll attract others. You are real lucky getting away from me, but I wonder how long that luck will last. Run. You can't take him on. So you're here too, old-timer. Good, saves us the trouble looking for you. What's going on, Helena? I figured you've knocked them all out by the time I got downstairs.
They've gotten a lot more reckless. They're really gone nuts.
Hey, no more whispering. If you've got something to say, you can share it with the class. You ignorant brat. Those bullets must be real pricey, yes? So expensive, you don't even have all 6 rounds loaded.
How could he know that?
What are you getting at? Makes sense. There ain't a whole lot of materials you can use on this plant. I mean, if it weren't for that, how come you've been packing that piece every day for all these years? I ain't never heard of nobody getting shot. My friends, these two bastards, as well, are well past their expiration date. Put them out of their misery. Then help yourself to whatever you find. What are you people doing? You're out of the way, Bruise Hound. Who gave you the right to make trouble here? Let me treat you to another bottle. I'll get some sleep.
He's wearing a helmet, though.
Nice one. Died as he lived with a drink in his face. That's about everything here there is to grab. Head to the next shop.
Hey, are you okay, Leon? Let me help you up. Those brats can be so cruel, your face is all bloody.
Yeah, I'm okay, just a little dizzy. Look at how they've smashed the place up. It wasn't just a display windows.
Forget the windows, they've cleared out the whole store.
What the hell is going on tonight?
The bank's cashing in is what's going on.
We're short on time here, Gramps. Quit with the hide and seek.
You're here, aren't you?
What a pain. This place is so cluttered. No room to move at all.
Get out of here already, you old bastard.
Surprised you could dodge that with your leg. I guess I didn't give you enough credit. Let's see how long your luck can hold out. Gah! Yeah, got you. Honestly, you're lucky to die in this stinking place. Suits you just perfectly.
Just a little more. Hang in there, old bones. It'll work. It'll definitely work. Now I can finally say goodbye to you, old fart. Not so fast. It's over for you, punks. What's this, steam?
It burns.
You're right, though. This stinking place is my home, so of course it's a great fit for me. Ugh. No one makes trouble in my house. You asked for it. You're right, it's not fully loaded. And it took quite a bit of trouble to get these to fire in my gun. Which is why I ain't wasting any on you. It's not worth it.
The old man holsters his gun and removes his cufflinks. He then rolls back his sleeves to reveal his arms. So snap.
Really, Woody? At your age? When's the last time you saw me use my whip? When you sold those stock beasts to the caravan for supplies outside the plate, so 3 or 4 years ago. Right, only 3 or 4 years ago. I'll take care of their leaders. Can you take care of the rest? A sure thing, leave it to me. Make it quick. There's still time before dawn. Maybe we can catch some beauty sleep. Too bad there ain't any trees around to hang you from. I could try it from my roof, though. What's wrong? You got us surrounded, but none of you have the balls to lead the charge? Yeah, don't get cocky, you old bastard. This show is just getting started. What's the word on the street? What's going on tonight?
These are all the bandages I have left. It's not enough to wrap your head, but press them against the wound helps to stop the bleeding.
It's fine. Just tell me what you know.
First, I heard some things from the east side of the plate, you know, where all the thugs gather. They say lots of folks in town think that since we ain't gonna ever pay back the banks, they might as well...
Might as well what?
Might as well rob everyone, then flee to the frontier for a fresh start. You saw it, it's like they went all crazy. They're beating people up, smashing up stores, stealing everything. Wait, Leon, look, that's the direction of your home.
Damn it.
Manager, I heard the situation outside's pretty bad.
Calm down, Sylvia. We're all safe in here inside the bank. They're a despicable bunch, but beyond redemption. But before us and only us, they're perfect gentlemen. If you're afraid, go get some sleep. By the time you wake up, you'll never see them again.
What do you mean?
Has no one told you? Our business partners will be here soon.
Before you know it, those men will be useless to us. Which is why, when they suggested they'd leave town with some souvenirs, we had no reason not to go along with it. All we need to do is wait patiently, like we've done so many times, all tight, and everything will be as it should be.
Oh, manager, I got a transmission from Black Steel. Their ship is arriving sooner than expected.
Huh. Not only are they here, they're here sooner than we thought. But it's all the same to us. Well, yeah, there you go. The manager confirms it.
Looks like you didn't learn your lesson.
Shit, every time it's either a lesson or a warning. You're ever gonna fight for real? Ah, my hand!
If you're eager to eat a bullet, I could oblige. Left foot or left hand, pick one.
You have no idea. You can chase us off today, but there will be more where we come from. None of you are ever gonna get away.
I'd worry about myself first if I were you. Now what's that noise?
Ah, fire, help. Ma'am, is Leon still inside? I don't know. When I came out, the house was already on fire. Please make way, ma'am. What are you doing, girl? You can't go inside. The fire's too strong. You won't make it out. Ma'am, please go find people to help fight the fire. I'll go inside and look for Leon. Who is he to you anyway? Why would put your life on the line to save him? An acquaintance. Now please let me go. That's it? Not even a friend? Don't do this. Ah.
Jessica, why are you here? What are you doing?
Oh, Leon. So you weren't inside.
Yeah, I saw it, Jessica. I saw it.
Well, Leon, she said she was gonna run into the fire looking for you. I thought you were.
Don't cry, my girl. I'm doing just fine.
But your house.
It doesn't matter. It's okay. I can sleep over at Helena's. Good thing no one else lives here. I had nothing but empty walls to look at anyway. It was suffocating. It's not so bad it got burned down. Now, there's nothing to dwell on anymore. What's that noise?
Oh, what do I do? What do I do?
What do you do? I told you, it's burned down. Just let it stay that way.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
What do you mean? What do I do? What's wrong?
Who is this person? And why do they have a Rhode Island monitor? Tila, I see you're going in and out of Mr. Cliff's office. Did Liskarm's squad screw this up? Around their neck, they've got a monitor. Which means they're gonna be a character at some point.
No, there's an emergency situation on the plate, but they've completed their mission. The land ship will connect to Davistown very soon.
Thought she was a rabbit, but actually she's got like a big tail and her ears aren't I think she's a squirrel, actually. Oh, got it. All those debtors will know better than to hang around once we're there, so,
Watch what you say.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But what did the boss say about it? Don't tell me he had a change of heart just because people are making trouble.
Everyone is to proceed according to plan.
Alright. At last, looks like we're almost there. First, there was a strange gust causing everyone's hair to flutter. Next, there was the rumble that they felt beneath their feet. Finally, there was a loud boom in the sky hundreds of yards away. Breaking through the dense fog of the winter night, Fort Barren has finally arrived after its 2 weeks' journey. Everyone is gathered on the streets or standing by the windows watching it intently. Whether they welcome it or reject it, it arrives. Whether it has been a nightmare or a pleasant dream, they are all jolted awake. Woodrow weighs a gun in his hand. He's not very pleased at being interrupted. He looks away from the vessel in the distance to find that the man on the ground has scurried away, leaving only a long bloody trail. Yeah. Should have shot his foot when I had the chance. God damn it. I wonder if we're gonna have some internal Black Steel conflict. Because that random grunt was talking about getting rid of the debtors. But obviously Jessica's and co aren't into that idea. So I wonder if there's gonna be a falling out or something. The bank is the final boss. It's got two phases. Second phase, the vault door opens and like it shoots money at you. Gold bars. Alright. Shadow of a doubt. Communication will always involve misunderstandings, and life will always move in unwanted directions. Well, I guess technically you didn't unlock it because you have to do that one level as well. You have to always, there's always that specific level you gotta do. That's fine.
Two people died during the unrest, 4 are seriously wounded, dozens more have lighter injuries, 13 shops and homes were looted, and small fires broke out in parts of the main street. Fortunately, our squad managed to quickly bring the situation under control. Currently, we have mercenary teams stationed in the plate's most important facilities and main roads to maintain public security and order.
That was real fast. You know, they're good at counting. Also, I don't think there's many people in this place anyway.
Should I stop my report?
Let's pause here for now.
Then if you'll excuse me, I'll come back once you're done with your call.
No need. You can listen in. Apologies for calling this late, Mr. Cliff. We've put the reserve funds in storage, and I'd like to thank everyone for escorting them all this way. No need to thank us for fulfilling our contract. Also, I'd rather discuss what comes next, the towing, in person. When will you be free? Tomorrow at noon? Sure, I'll have my secretary arrange it. I'll also like to ask another question if you don't mind. Go ahead. I'm wondering, how do you plan to handle the townsfolk who participated in last night's unrest? We've detained the ones we caught on the land ship for the time being, and we're currently tracking down the rest. Those thugs were already giving us a headache. They're in dire straits financially, and now they've turned to robbing others. You sound pretty familiar with them. Yes, they're old acquaintances of the bank's debtor list. Mind if we take a look at that? Of course not. If you're going to look into the matter, you should start with these people.
Thanks for bringing him over last night, Jessica.
Yeah, is Leon alright? Benny's gone, and then his house, and the only thing he had left burned down in the fire. Yeah.
He didn't say anything. He fell asleep as soon as he treated his wounds.
He's lucky he spends his nights getting wasted on the streets instead of sleeping in bed.
And that's enough out of you, Woody. Fine, I'll go check on him.
Jessica, weren't you outside welcoming the land ship yesterday? Why'd you come back all of a sudden?
Actually, Woodrow, I was looking for you, but I saw smoke coming from Leon's house, so I went there fast.
For me, alright.
Yeah, ever since I got here, I've been worrying nonstop about the land ship's arrival.
But that's your company, ain't it a good thing? Now you've got the entire fortress of your buddies to take over any problems you've all been facing.
But that doesn't mean Black Seal being here will be good for the people at the plate. Nomadic platforms are expensive to build and are an extremely rare resource, so the government won't just discard them. They'll probably refurbish the plate, upgrade it, and integrate it into a larger settlement.
I'm still not seeing the downside.
But they don't want the residents to stay, so they're doing everything they can to make them leave on their own. That's why the bank's here. They've been recovered a lot of the fallen platform's assets through the loan contracts and risky ventures, and they've even sent a lot of people to the frontier too. Methods like these are perfectly legal. There's nothing for us to object to.
How are the people really gonna take it though?
Maybe they don't want to have a choice. You've been here a lot longer than I have, so I'm not sure. I'm sure you know better than I do.
Yeah, we still have a few tough nuts to crack.
Which is why they've engaged a mercenary group like Black Steel. And what about after your undoubtedly thorough investigation? Do you plan to keep the detainees at Fort Barren?
I may as well ask how you've dealt with them in the past.
We used to ship guys like them off to the frontier when we still had police.
Then we'll do the same.
Thank you for doing all this for us.
It's no big deal. Looking forward to our meeting tomorrow.
Hold on, could I make a small request? Could we have additional security deployed at the bank?
No problem. I'll have my subordinates make any further arrangements.
Alright, see you tomorrow then.
What do you think, Tila?
That we're getting our hands dirty again.
What else can they do? They're all respectable people who can't sully their reputations. So it's up to us mercs to be the bad guys.
So how should we handle the last request from the bank?
Did they suffer any damages last night?
Just some obscene graffiti scrawled all over the building.
Whatever. Emotional damage counts as damage too. Just dispatch some people familiar with the situation. The important thing for now is to figure out how to clear all these irrelevants off the board before the plate starts moving.
So your landship ain't here just to tow the plate away, is it?
Helping the bank evict debtors and recover non-performing assets are both on the to-do list. As for the methods, I don't think they'll leave any room for concessions.
And what do you want me to do about it?
Before I came here, someone asked me to bring a bullet to you, finally.
A bullet? Who?
Yeah, my boss, Cliff.
And who's that?
When I was looking for you that day, there was an open drawer with a photo inside. Cliff is the man who had his arm around your shoulder.
So he changed his name, huh? And now he's your boss?
Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to look. But if you have a history with each other, then maybe you could have a word with him. I don't know. If there's anyone he'd listen to, it's you, right? I really don't have any other ideas.
Jessica, I appreciate you helping out Leon, Helena, and who knows who else. But I just can't wrap my head around why you're being so stubborn about this. You're a merc. You've got no duty to us. You don't have to stick your nose into every little thing you see.
back in Victoria, I sat back and just let things happen, and it ended horribly. It was all my fault.
Thanks for bringing me the bullet. I've been looking for it for a long time now. You should get back to your friends first. Some things all I can do is give it my best shot.
But Woody, the bed's empty, Woody. Did Leon go out?
I ran into him this morning. He took off looking for Miles.
Then why didn't you tell me earlier?
Let's just say I forgot. Come again?
My apologies, sir, but this place has been sealed off and no one's allowed in or out.
What do you mean no one's allowed in or out? I spent my life here. Let me through.
No, I'm sorry, sir.
Hey, wait. What are you doing to me? This.
Please forgive me, sir, but this is my job.
Get your ass back here.
Leon?
Miles, I was just about to go in there and look for you. You alright after that huge mess last night?
I'm good, but what's with the huge wound on your head?
I ran into some gang troublemakers out yesterday and we exchanged a few blows. Why aren't you in the tower?
Those people barged in here after things quieted down, said Blacksteel would be taking over the maintenance work and kindly escorted me out.
Did they do anything to you?
Glances at the mercenary standing guard.
No. Let's get out of here first. Not exactly the best place to talk.
Leave the door.
Leave the door open, Leon. We have to get back to the plant later.
How can anyone get in there with eyes all over the place?
I know an abandoned path into the tower hasn't been used in years.
Then let's get going.
What's the rush? I need to fetch some tools to clear the road, among other things.
Need any help?
Don't bother. I've got everything here. Let's go.
Ugh. There's so much dust here. Just how long has this path been here?
Has to be at least 30 years since anyone came through here.
Who's there? You already called me over. There's no need to send an escort. Huh? Miles, Leon, what are you guys doing here? How did you get them to let you in?
Just keep it down, Laura. We just want to take a look around. We won't be long.
Fine, I'll let you know if the patrol comes around, but keep it quick.
Yeah, like they ran into her and not anyone else.
Ugh. What are you doing? There's already fuel in there, so why throw in more stuff to burn?
Oh, that was Leon saying that.
What happened in July? Remember what happened in July? So many people finally caved in and signed agreements to go to the frontier.
How can I forget?
Well, the bank's been putting on the pressure again, so this time there's even more people talking about it. I asked a few families and some of them are
already waiting for the frontier convoys. Others still want to hold out here, but how long can they keep it up?
Just get to the point, Miles.
I'm planning to leave too. No one needs a Davistown mine no more. Even if they fix up the plate, no one's gonna care about us miners. Without jobs, we'll all end up living in disgrace anyhow. So you know, come with me, Leon.
Yeah, maybe you're right, but I still ain't leaving.
Yep, that's the Leon I know.
So that's why you wanted to come here, just to tell me that?
No, I came because I wanted to burn what needs burning, I guess, before I leave.
Wait, but there's so many photos of people in that album. You plan on burning all of those too?
I ain't like you, Leon. I don't want to spend the rest of my life here.
Yeah, I figured you were just a dead drunk when you said that the last time.
I had a notion of leaving this town ever since I was young, but no way my parents could ever take care of all my younger siblings on their own. That's how I ended up stumbling into the mines in a stupor when I was 15. My eyes were scorched by the heat and sweat of the boiler room. While the older guys bossed me around, I hated every goddamn minute of it, but could only press out through clenched teeth while thinking about my family. And by the time I realized it, all I knew was taking care of the furnace. Didn't know any other way to live.
You never told me this.
Leon, it hurt when Benny said he was leaving, but even then I felt he made the right choice.
So has this been a long time coming?
Yeah, let him go before this plate tires him down. Maybe you can go to college, Ironforge City, Trimounts. Anywhere's fine as long as it ain't here.
So you're saying I should be glad he got out in time?
This land has been squeezed dry, Leon, and those guys from the government are just gonna abandon it entirely or scoop in new soil from elsewhere. To them, we're just old straw refusing not to rot away. Nothing but trouble.
Wait, what's that?
Why is the photo of your family in there?
Leon reflexively moves to stick his hand at the furnace, but the photo vanishes in a puff of blue smoke before he can feel the heat.
Betty must have left that one in. I wasn't too careful when packing it up. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Didn't even know why I wanted to grab it in the first place. Wonder how long it'll take these blisters to heal without treatment or medicine.
The flames in the furnace blaze brightly, and a few sparks sputter from within. They cool in the air and turn to smattering specks of gray falling into the man's shoes. He sighs as he rubs the corners of his eyes, only to realize that the wetness that had been there had already dried up from the high temperature.
Sir, is this this is a misunderstanding. I stayed home all night yesterday.
Please cooperate with us, ma'am.
Please, sir, you can't you talk to your superiors about into being a little flexible? How can I leave for the frontier midwinter with a child in tow?
It seems you do know where we're taking you, so please just cooperate. We don't want to have to resort to force.
No. Hey, what are you doing?
And which squad are you from?
Jessica, Department of Equipment and Applied Technologies, temporarily transferred to BPRS Liskarm Squad.
Oh, so you're that little princess I've heard so much about. An honor to meet you. We're under orders to trace the source of last night's unrest. Locals with heavy debt are our prime suspects, so that's why we're starting our investigation.
Does your list include a single mom with a child too?
Just following orders. Besides, even if she's innocent, we still have to repossess her mortgage property.
repossessed mortgage property. Is that why the boss had that word with me?
Listen, I don't see what the boss has to do with this, but I do know you're hindering my work here.
Don't you realize what you're doing? The exact same thing that those gangsters you arrested?
Orders, princess. Just following orders. Don't make me repeat myself.
Oh, he's just following orders.
Reporting, I found the woman.
Sir, please, I'm begging you. Let that lady go.
What?
Yeah, I said let her go.
We're not the same as you, princess. We need our paychecks to eat.
Paychecks? Paychecks? Is your paycheck? No, I mean, I'm saying I can pay you.
What's this now? Bribery? Raytheon's little lady is actually trying to bribe me.
Yes, I'm just a stupid little rich girl who throws money at all her problems, okay?
Guess there's no need for professional integrity when you've got a family like that at your back. But me, I can only trade my conscience for cash at Black Steel. I'm glad you're so self-aware, but it really doesn't matter. Just stop making things difficult for us lowly peasants. If you've got money to burn, why not head over to the bank and pay off all their debts?
You...
Easy there, princess. Take your finger off the trigger, yeah? I know you lost your head there for a bit, but we still have to act according to your stations.
What?
Jessica lowers her head to find that at some point her hand had moved to her holster. She's about to snap. She's about to go sicko mode. When she sees that what is probably an expression of both wariness and disdain on the mercenary's face, she ends up swallowing her apology as she turns around and runs towards the bank.
We can take care of ourselves, Professor.
Preliminary
You just focus on
axeman,
getting
or
orders.
paramilitary axeman. Drains energy. Interesting.
The most dangerous enemies are usually masters of disguise.
Can your eyes keep up? Feels fresh every... Haha! Losing sight?
Dags att välja vårt byte.
Any instructions for me? With all of you behind me, I won't take a single step back. Stay calm and tune to your shadow.
It is interesting that pretty much all of these units are just remakes of
In position.
OG units.
Target eliminated.
That's not working out too well.
Your lives are mine to protect.
Got some arts in there. Excuse me.
This will keep you
Spider.
quiet. Need speed to succeed. Roger, Wilco.
She had. I guess there's already two spiders there, perhaps. Okay.
Where do you wish your lives now ignited?
What do you need? Get out of my home!
Prepare. I am Doublet. Drawing a bead on the target. Where do you wish to fan out the fire? Yet target.
Mission accomplished.
Why is someone still outside this late? Is that Jessica? What brings you here at this hour, miss?
I have business here.
Let's talk inside, shall we?
What's going on, Sylvia? Didn't I tell you to keep the door closed at night? Recently, those people from Blacksteel have been... Ah, so it's you, miss. I'm not sure why you've paid us a visit at this hour, but how may I serve you?
Don't chase them out.
Chase them out? Who exactly?
The residents with debt, don't let Blacksteel drive them out.
Who's this coming from, Mr. Cliff?
It's from me.
Did I hear that right? Is this a joke? I'm not sure I get it.
I'm serious. If you need someone to pay off their debts, then I'll pay it off for them. At least enough to let them stay through the winter. Sending them to the frontier now is no different than a death sentence.
What holds sway in a bank are not the delusions of a mercenary, but honest-to-goodness gold certificates.
I have the certs. This isn't a crazy fantasy. I can walk the walk and pay off their debts.
I'm sorry, but the bank doesn't have time to indulge in your nonsense.
I'm the daughter of Bernie Brinley, the CEO of the largest shareholder of Raytheon Industries.
Jessica freezes on the spot as soon as she finishes speaking. Ever since she joined Blacksteel, she has never once relied on her father or her family to handle any setbacks she's faced. This was her one unwavering insistence. She did not want any special treatment because of her family name. But she had just unleashed the name of her father, as well as the one that sits on their family crest.
Bernie Brindley? You must be quite the big shot then, Miss Jessica Brindley.
Spare me the sarcasm, ma'am. Just give me the number.
I can't give you an exact figure on the spot, but no matter. Sylvia is here, and she's always been good with numbers. What are you standing there for, Sylvia? Tell her.
Miss,
She's a child of the Brindley family. It should be a paltry sum to her.
This isn't a good idea.
Tell her, Sylvia!
Currently, everyone's debt in Davestown roughly totals to 276 million certs. If we calculate the interest until spring, the amount you'll need is roughly... How much? 28,450,000 certs.
28 million.
A small price for 3 months of peace and stability on the plate, no? At a loss for words, Miss Brindley.
I don't have that much on hand right now. I only have 27 million, but I can make the arrangements.
28,450,000. So even a trust fund heiress can't withdraw that much money in one go. I've learned something new today. I know.
Jessica,
Sylvia,
you're not from Davistown. There's really no need to do this for our sake. Listen to me, you should just leave. Even if you have enough of it this time, how could you afford the next one? Or even the one after that?
Jessica's lips tremble as she fails to let even a single word out. She knows Sylvia is not being wry, just stating the facts. The long string of numbers in her account can ensure a carefree lifetime for her, but isn't enough to guarantee even a month's stability for the people of this plate. She thinks back to her father's earnest reminders to always act within her means and to weigh the pros and cons before doing so. But she never learned to, and thus has no achievements to her name. Dang, okay. Okay, narrator.
Sir, are you in here?
Yes, what's the matter?
He's here. Is it a good time for you to meet? Sir?
Yes, I heard you. Bring him in.
Jessica, what are you? Ain't you supposed to be back at the Black Steel land ship?
Helena, is Rudro back yet?
No, he said he went out to see an old friend and isn't back yet. You don't look so good. What's wrong? Did something happen to Woody?
No, he must have gone back to our land ship to meet the boss. They're old friends, so or maybe he can change his mind.
The boss of Black Steel? He never told me he knew a big shot like that.
He doesn't have a photo. Doesn't he have a photo of him and some other Sancta?
Photo? That rings a bell, but it ain't always locked in that drawer of his. How did you manage to look?
That's not important. What's important is that there are three in the photo where the three in the photo are all smiles, right?
Are you sure Woody went to look for the man in the photo?
So you do know something about them?
I don't know much about Woody's time in the Revolutionary War, and even less about the people in that photo. But back then, it was your boss who made the choice that led to Woody and the other man getting captured by the enemy and locked up in Camp Collis.
Is that an internment camp?
You didn't know? Well, it's ancient history. No official would ever bring it up, or so of course you youngins wouldn't know about it. It was a POW camp built by the Victorian Army during the Colombian Revolution War. And what went on in there was appalling. I'm talking torture.
Torture?
Yeah, Jessica, the thing you did earlier.
Yeah, for 10 that went in, only one made it out. So Jessica, whoever calls someone who left them to rot in a place like that an old friend?
Jessica recalls the brown identification document. He suddenly realizes that the document's colors was not just a random shade of brown, but the color of dried blood. But I wonder who the third person is. Is that a person we should care about? Sir, are you in there? Yes, what's the matter? He's here, sir. Is it a good time for you to meet? Yes, just bring him in. I'm going to assume who these people are. So. May I sit? Of course. We have chairs, Woody. Sorry,
I got used to sitting on the ground these past 2 years. I forgot I can sit in chairs without getting beat up.
Autumn 1019, Columbia, Camp Cullis. Oh, snap, look at them, so young.
Calling me here, got something to say to me.
I figured you'd be the one full of questions for me.
No, just the one. Why didn't you back me up 3 years ago?
The situation changed after you left. Once the enemy encirclement suddenly tightened around our right flank, I had no choice but to abandon the original rescue plan and conserve your forces. Or our forces.
You're gonna write it off as just an understatement. You devised a rescue plan, sent me as a decoy, and in the end, you didn't even rescue him.
The circumstances compelled me to take responsibility for my men.
Don't give me that. With that face like you don't care.
Why are you so obsessed with my expressions, Woody? You've been scrutinizing my face ever since the moment you stepped in. Ever since then, since when did Sancta ever need to pay attention to body language? What's going on, Woody?
It became a habit after he passed, after all. Ain't no other Sancta in here.
When did he die? The document only has one dead stamped in here, and the rest aren't even recorded.
I can't remember the details. Didn't have a calendar or a watch. Probably left early. Probably last year. Early spring. No, summer. I saw the pansy outside the barbed wire fence that day.
What happened?
At first, he was burning hot. He was mumbling non-stop, eyes wide open, and he was grabbing my sleeve like a lifeline, like he wanted to tell me something. So I moved closer to make out what he was trying to say.
And what was it?
Don't know, didn't hear. He let go of my sleeve, his eyes still open, pupils all dilated, pitch black, like they could have struck in everything around him.
Woody.
So why didn't you come?
The man turns his head and with a black stare turns the mercenary's gaze. The black of his pupils incessantly spreads, circulates, and rotates, as if trying to swallow up everything in the surroundings. As the mercenary forces the other man's glare, he feels as if a hook has extended out from nowhere, piercing through his ankle and relentlessly dragging him into the black vortex.
So, what do I call you now? Heard you go by a different name.
Anything's fine. I was expecting you sooner, Woody.
After what happened last night, I had so many things on my plate and so many friends to help out.
If you need help, you can always let me know. It'll be cash or manpower.
Thanks, Cliff, but no thanks. Help is only help when it's on time, but coming from you, it's always overdue.
Right. It's always best to get things done in a timely manner.
So what are you doing here?
Can an old friend start with a how do you do?
It ain't as simple as old friends between us. What made you think we'd be acting like friends when we see each other again?
Then what would you rather be treated as?
Anything else, really.
No need for sarcasm, Woody. I don't even see the point anymore. We're old now, our hair's gone full white. This past decade, I've seen my friends
getting one health problem after another, and been attending funeral after funeral. Just meeting one that's still alive is hard enough. You live so far away, and I doubt I'll ever see your obituary in the papers, so I came to see you personally.
You shouldn't have bothered. Ain't no place for you at my funeral anyhow.
That's a real shame, Woody. Didn't we make that pact to speak at each other's funerals all those years ago?
I'm sure plenty of others would be happy for you to speak at theirs, but mine... just forget about it.
I hope you're not thinking I'm a fan of funerals. I only attend them because it's my old buddies in the coffins.
And where do you sit? Among the friends and family?
Rarely. Unless their relatives ask me to. I usually stand back and watch the whole thing from a distance.
Why? Afraid you can't bear the pain?
Pain is a relatively private experience for the other races. My best guess is that we can only deal with it on our own.
Enough playing like our friends, alright? I'll put it bluntly for you. I buried him on my hillside behind the POW camp. Have you ever visited him?
Unfortunately, no. I haven't found the time.
You haven't changed a bit.
So why would Woody go looking for him?
It's my fault. I asked him to, I asked him to.
It looks like Ferdinand Clooney in his younger days. I'd have to compare them. What? You?
I thought on account of their past friendship, maybe my boss would be more lenient on everyone here.
How could you be so naive, Jessica? Woody, Forget it. Now that it's come to this, I don't need to hide it from you anymore. I'm planning to leave this place and head to the frontier.
You too?
Yeah, my regulars are all getting sent off one after another, and only us old folks are left. What's the point in keeping the diner open? Besides, just look at the holes in my walls. After last night's fighting, I don't have it in me to patch them up anymore. I've invested so many years in this place, and enough is enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
What are you apologizing for, Jessica?
Because I didn't do anything and nothing at all. I'm so sorry, I really am.
Don't blame yourself. You're the last person who should be doing that. You're an outsider, and the plate was on its last legs. Just get back to your friends. You have your own life to live. No need to worry yourself to the bone on our account. And the check you gave me back then, take it back.
But that's the only thing I can do for you.
Take it.
When did you plan to leave, Helena?
Not too soon, I reckon. Still have to say my proper goodbyes after all.
Jessica shuts the restaurant door behind her and stands in a daze on the doorstep and
the check balled up in her fist. She suddenly lets loose a kick on a pile of snow by the road, sprinkling flakes of the white down onto her head and wetting her hair. Some landing on her forehead, cooling her burning heat. She retrieves a tape recorder from her bag and begins rewinding it, playing back the recordings she has heard so many times. But you're just a naive little heiress, what can you even do? This thought fills her mind as she walks slowly back towards the giant black land ship. Anyone hear that? Save us, those sarcasts suddenly climbed up the plate. Many people are dead and the rest of us are hiding in the basement city hall. Bzz, bzz. We tried to contact Londinium's garrisons, but no one's replied. No one at all. I don't care who it is, but if you can hear this message, please help us. You're our only hope. Bzz, bzz. Why did I even want to be a mercenary? I can't save other people's lives or even their livelihoods. Where have you been all day, Jessica? We couldn't get in touch. I went... nothing, I just went for a walk. What happened? Captain, I really have no idea why we're doing this mission. Did you say something? I saw our colleagues evicting debt-saddled residents from their homes and putting them on convoys bound for the frontier. Huh? Hey, teacher's pet. Now's not the time to be staring at your communicator. Did you even hear what she said? I did, and I have news even more absurd than that. Orders from above. We'll be in charge of security at the bank, where the stand watch 24/7. It's up to us to figure out our shift rotation. What? Working security for a bank? Correct. This is so goddamn ridiculous! Jessica, you...
I see you managed to complete a mission without causing any unnecessary pain to the quarry. Not bad. Icke dåligt. Sip a hot drink and get some rest.
Seems helpless. I mean, yeah, there's not much you can do unless you can convince the government that the bank is doing, you have evidence that the bank caused the riots or something, I guess, and have the government step in and be like, what's going on here? Not that that would necessarily even... I don't think wouldn't help the people remove their debts or anything though. Like they'd still just be in. Send in the power armor.
Knight of the Hunter. Everyone has things they can't do, but this is not a universally understood principle. No energy vents, interestingly enough. Did we really need to be here so early? There's nobody outside the bank right now. I have some mint candy. It might perk you up. Appreciate it, but I don't think that's going to do the trick. Come here, teacher's pet. Give me a good pinch. Ugh. Ow. It's been a while since they flirted. They haven't flirted all event. Now let's get to work. Rise and shine, my friends. Hey, I'm talking to you. Oh, sorry about that, Franca. Alright, listen up. The bank has a total of 4 exits. Beanie, take your 4 people with you and guard the rear door. Roger. The guy's name is Beanie? Copper plate, you and coins will head to the garage door. Roger. Everyone else come with the 3 of us and stay at the front door. Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask you something. Will you people be out here all day? Yes, we will. But we're still holding some business. And don't intend to interfere with your daily affairs. Handling business. A few days ago, I signed my pioneering agreement right here. That's the last bit of business I'll be handling. Who are you? I should at least fill out the customer service review. Checks the thumbs up. Checks the thumbs up. What does that mean? This bullet. Were you the one who asked Jessica to bring it to me? I found it in the antique shop in Victoria a few years back. No wonder you searched all over the camp but couldn't find it back then. By the looks of it, it seems like one of the officers secretly brought the gun into Victoria. And now that the gun's missing, that bullet is the last artifact he left behind. I warned the fellow not to engrave all that flowery nonsense on it. In any case, why didn't you hold on to the bullet yourself? Because you're the one who should have it, not me. What, your ghost's finally catching up to you? We were friends once, at least. I can't say I'm happy things ended up like this. And do those feelings of guilt and sorrow do you any good? What are you after, Woody? Call your men back and stop driving out the residents. Even if the Black Steel pulls out, the government's just gonna hire some other mercenaries. It won't change the outcome. I heard you initially had the option to turn down the commission. Am I wrong?
Despite its name, at the end of the day, Black Steel Worldwide is still based in Colombia. We don't have the right to refuse a job from the government.
I see. So even you have to tuck your tail between your legs like a normal person from time to time.
Times have changed. As far as the Colombian government is concerned, soldiers like us mean nothing compared to the geniuses and tri-mounts.
Tell me, boss man, what does Black Steel stand to gain in this contract between the bank and the government?
This isn't a long-term arrangement, Woody. The government has a job for us, so we follow orders and get paid. Beyond that, I don't particularly care, nor am I allowed to care.
I remember back in Laterano, you'd always tell me about all sorts of things, from minor tensions between different groups to massive conflicts between countries. And you'd always put it in the context of how much the people would suffer.
That was a long time ago. I can hardly remember at this point.
But I do, clear as day. You told me this one on our way from the library to the student dorms. The strong protect themselves, but the truly great protect others. So why is it that now, after you've seen these people with your own eyes, you can say that you don't care because you're not allowed to?
We've both gotten old, Woody. There's a limit to how many things you can care about. I've gotten old, Woody. Oh, I did not click it. I thought I did.
True enough, but even so, there ain't as many things worth caring about. Everything that's left, that's what's important. Maybe I can't protect everyone on the plate anymore, but these rickety old bones, but the people around me, I've given my life for them. I swear, if any of them get hurt because you got involved, then so help me God, I will return this bullet to you in one piece.
I sincerely hope it doesn't come to that.
Captain, more and more people are showing up. Do we need to set up a blockade? We're not at the point yet. We don't know the crowd's intentions are, and acting rashly will only make it harder to keep things under control. If dialogue is an option, I'd like to negotiate with the organizer first.
But from what I can tell, the people have been trickling in since morning. I don't think they're organized.
Nobody's armed, so I'm not too worried about it coming to violence, but, you know, I'm not worried. After all, the pressure isn't coming from the crowd in front of us, but rather from what's behind us.
The three of them turn their heads and look back at the bank's bright and pristine glass doors and windows. The sturdiness of the windows blocks out the darkness from the outside, as well as the cold melting snow. But no matter how transparent the glass panels are, the warmth and brightness inside will never spill out past the door.
Captain, take a look at her.
Elena.
Oh, man, most have already signed the pioneering agreement, so what are they all doing gathering out there?
What are you worried about?
Aren't those toys the Black Steel people are holding, you know?
Those aren't toys the Black Steel people are holding, you know.
Ah, good grief. I already turned on the TV to watch the special News Year's interview rather. I can't imagine what the governor is going to talk about this year.
Isn't it the same old song and dance no matter how they try to spin it?
Hello everyone. First, I'd like to wish everyone a Happy New Year on behalf of everyone on the broadcasting team. During this program, we will be interviewing the governor and ask him a variety of questions on the issues that our citizens are most concerned about. I'm glad you could join us today, Governor. Hello there. Just as a routine reminder for our viewers, this program was pre-filmed in September, and the situation may have changed since the time of recording. Please keep this in mind. You only have the scientists perched up in Trimonts to blame for that, because they still haven't worked out a way to get a messenger all around Columbia in a single day, huh? I don't know, build radio towers? Because, like, radio exists, but it's only limited in, like, cities, but what if you just built a tower outside the city? I don't know. Crazy. Elena, it's cold out here today. Why are you... I just lost her voice. There we go. I appreciate the thought, but I ain't budging an inch. I know that you have your issues at the bank. If you have any demands, I might be able to pass them along for you. No need to be so uptight, Captain Liscarm. Most of us here already signed a pioneering contract, and we'll be leaving with the next convoy. As for what we want, there's nothing left. We're sick and tired of these stupid games, and we're not gonna do it anymore. Then what's the point of all you coming here? To take a look. At what? Ever since I was little, I was always told that when you say goodbye to something that's been with you for a long time, you have to take one good, long last look. And so far, I took a good look at my diner, at the mining plant, at every last place here on this plate. And today, on the first day of the new year, I'm here to take a good look at the culprit that's making me say goodbye to everything I've ever known. Miss Helena, I'm loath to remind you of this fact, but you voluntarily signed every one of those mortgage agreements yourself. You're right, I sure did. We've walked this path together, but you also pushed us down it. Nonsense. Take that other gentleman, for example. I seem to recall his business taking a major setback, and no one else would provide a loan. We were gracious enough to lend him 40,000 certs. Yeah, at first, it was just 40,000, not too massive. But no pocket change either. All I wanted was to pay off as soon as I could. But then you people said I had to properly plan out my investment and liabilities. You said I shouldn't pay everything off in one sum, along with interest. You gave me preferential installment rates and told me to use the leftover money to buy out other financial products. Right. What you lent me was 40,000, but what you took from me was my store, my house, my car, and even my whole family. We believed your propaganda and lies at first. You said you'd make our lives prosperous, help us achieve a better future. But where do us customers sit on the table of your so-called better future? Right. We were fools blinded by our greed and short-sightedness. We all wanted that little extra something out of life, so we snapped at the bait. But why did we do that? Why was every last person on this plate so desperate, so eager to bite at that life-threatening hook, like a school of hungry fans? Is it really our fault, or has the well been poisoned this whole time? Miss Liscarm, please have these people evacuated within 10 minutes. Make it quick. Jessica, find a way to call it Mr. Cliff, hurry. On it. Oh no, I can't get through it all. Keep trying. No, sorry, Captain, I need to tell him what's happening here face to face.
Then hurry. Now then, Helena, Jessica's gone to report the situation to upper management in just a little while. You ever given any thought to your own future? I've always wanted to start a security company of my own. Would you take out a loan for it? Hypothetically, if I had to, because that's my dream. Then you better darn well be careful. That stack of cash only represents the future, ain't gonna take you there. That's the painful lesson the guys you're protecting taught us firsthand. There are liars and thieves. They tamper with the street signs, then turn around and laugh at us for hurtling down dangerous roads in the dark of night. I understand, I really do.
Mr. Governor, let's dive straight into the key issues. As we all know, there are still a number of areas in the transitional phase between frontier settlement and a fully developed zone.
Most of these settlements in the region are pioneer plates with decades of history and their own core industries, but don't yet meet the standard to be considered nomadic cities, correct?
It's just as you say. I've heard that the state government is currently grappling with the question on how to dispose of these plates.
Nomadic plates are an important strategic resource, so I can't not agree with your use of the word dispose. Providing assistance to these transitional areas and their residents has become one of the most important items on our desk. For example, additional investment tax exemptions, school admission discounts, and low investment returns. All of these policies are designed to benefit people living in those situations. Manager. Fetch the authorization agreement, the one sent by the state government that allows us to mobilize private armed forces in case of emergency. But
that's crazy. That's a crazy thing the government let them do. What?
Hurry up, don't just sit there gawking.
Decades ago, when our forefathers came here, the Colombian custom officials asked about their dreams. Later, when development on the plate was booming, yet you encouraged us to stride towards a brighter future, saying that all the Colombia wanted to hear our enthusiasm. But now that we're destitute, sickly, and worthless, you're slamming the door in our faces. That's not how this works. We'll holler, we'll shout, we'll roar. That's we'll roar. So you best pick up your ears and listen. We cry out for a blizzard and a mighty storm comes, pushed out in the wilds with hardly a crumb, far, far away from the lands where we've grown. Search for new lands, new soil to call home. And how about these low-interest loans?
Did I catch you on the back foot? How unusual. Normally you'd be bombarding me with questions.
To be honest, I think it's a rather tough question, and I hope that you'll answer it truthfully. Some believe that providing a deferment on the interest is simply using tax money to subsidize the local economy, which is not only a waste of money, but also dampens the enthusiasm of residents and promotes laziness over self-reliance.
Speaking from the state's perspective, we identified specific plates where something similar can be observed, but we must also extend an appeal to our other citizens. Please show patience and wait for our projects in transitional zones to come to full fruition. I implore you to have faith that with our local residents aren't lazy, but simply need time to rediscover how to use their legs to walk again. The day they're strong enough to cast aside their crutches, they will repay our Colombian brothers and sisters back in full, with their hearts full of gratitude for your generosity.
I found it. Go and close the windows, draw the curtains tight, and stay away from the doors and windows. What are they doing outside? Singing? Oh no, singing, how threatening. Oh no, we better call the riot police. The pail trudges on, the hammer strikes. With our own two hands, there's nothing we can't do. Ever since the day we were born. A heavy burden we've always worn. Your 10 minutes are up. Seeing how they still refuse to vacate the premises, we'll have to resort to more forceful measures. Sorry, ma'am, we can't do that. We shouldn't let these sorts of things get between our partnership. If you insist on neglecting your duties, then I can only regretfully inform you that your team is now under my direct command. Who the hell do you think you are? The agreement to reclaim this plate was jointly signed by the local government, the bank, and Black Steel. These are clauses within it stating that Black Steel personnel must obey our commands and mobilize in a case of extraordinary circumstances. Yeah, okay, woman. They're the ones with the weapons, not you. This is an authorization letter sent at the time of signing. Please take a look. You do not have the authority to override our actions, ma'am. No, it says it right here in no uncertain terms. I do have that authority. Now, Miss Liscombe, do it. Apologies, but I have to kindly refuse. What are you refusing is not a minor request from a small bank, but a direct order from the government. Don't forget Black Steel is only what it is today because of the trust that Columbia has poured into it. But trust is easily broken. Even a tiny breach is enough to tear down everything that's been built up. Do it. Do not make me repeat myself. We're the ones who starve, we're the ones who die. For a null and empty check, we paid the final price. We're not in that future. My oh my, oh my. Goodbye, my sweet home, a long goodbye. Now far, far away from the lands where we've grown. Still searching for new lands, new soil to call home. Ma'am, it makes no difference how many times you say it. I'm not going to open fire. Let me say this again. I will not open fire, nor will I allow any of my squad members to do so. My job is simply to ensure that nobody breaks into the bank and threatens your precious lives. And as far as I can tell, these people pose no threat to you and merely wish to say goodbye. My sincerest condolences for your fragile heart is wounded by this. After all, parting is always such sweet sorrow, isn't that right? Listen up, everyone. Nobody's allowed to move without my direct order. Roger. 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 Now turn around, ma'am. This is what it truly means to sing. Just sit back and enjoy the show.
ETA 6 mics. Observe
ETA 6 mics, oh my gosh.
Such data will be useful for research.
I love all her soldier lingo.
Can your eyes keep up?
clear with only allowing snipers to enter overload 2 times. Oh yeah?
Pass on your last words? No. Moving to designated location.
Any instructions? Haha! Losing sight?
Pass on your last words? No.
Roger, Wilco. Drawing the bead on the target.
Roger Wilco.
Your lives are mine to protect. Any instructions? Come on! Let's pick up the pace!
Skull Shatter? Is that you? Paramilitary Bombardier. Starts with 25 additional energy, but loses 1 per 5 seconds. When not blocked, uses range attacks to deal AoE damage. I can't believe they remade Skull Shatter.
Any instructions? Come on! Let's pick up the pace!
I won't complain though. They're the one boss they never brought back for some reason.
Need speed to succeed. Need speed to succeed. Moving to designated location. Need speed to succeed.
Roger, we're drawing a bead on the target. Feels fresh every time. Come on! Let's pick up the pace! Yet fast. Target eliminated.
Mission accomplished.
I love her second skill. It's so simple, but it just looks so cool. And feels good. The vast lands of the frontier still have considerable potential for development, and we... Oh, that's the guest, actually, not the host. The vast lands for the frontier still have considerable potential for development, and we earnestly invite everyone whose talents have not yet been put to their best use to join us out there. But for those who remain steadfastly committed to their hometowns, we have also been preparing a plate redevelopment plan. And what is this plan exactly? For certain plates that have not yet been meeting industrial benchmarks, we've thought up redevelopment plans to give them a brand new image. The high-tech industries attracted by the cutting-edge government will make use of these valuable plates to expand their cutting-edge business. What exciting news! I'm sure all the residents of these plates can't wait to see the bright new future that awaits them. We already have concrete plans for a number of them, including Bayswood, Deadhorse, and Davistown. I wonder if anyone in the audience is tuning in from any of those plates. I'm sure it'll be best news that they've heard all year. Haha. I can't wait for a few years when there's a video essay that's like, what happened to Davistown? And then it goes into the history of how, yeah, the government screwed everyone over and didn't actually redevelop the plate at all. Kicked everyone out, yeah. Gonna be great. Mr. Cliff, you wouldn't believe how excited I am to see the splendor of Fort Baron with my own eyes. You're too kind. It's an honor to work with a company like yours. If at all possible, I'd like to continue our partnership across other business ventures out in the frontier. I was just thinking the same thing. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, and I hope that never changes.
After all, towing is a long process, and we might not be parting ways until the snow melts in the spring. Too soon, if you ask me, a true pity.
Sir, please let me in. I have something urgent to report.
If you ever need anything, my door is always open.
Please open the door, sir. It's an emergency, I'm begging you.
Sounds like you have an urgent matter to attend to. Give me just a minute. What are you doing, Jessica? Who gave you permission to come yelling and banging on my door?
My apologies, sir, but the content of Jessica's report are in fact urgent.
Out with it, then.
That man over there.
May I use your restroom? Go right ahead. Now, what exactly was so important that you had to come running to me?
The bank is trying to leverage their deal with the government to make us open fire on a civilian crowd.
And did you do it?
I can't say what happened after I left, but no. There's no way we'd obey that order.
Alright, I understand. You can leave now.
What are we gonna do about the residents?
That's none of your business.
But can you at least...
If you still don't get it, I'll spill it out for you. It's none of your damn business, and it's none of mine either.
Are you serious? Then what is your business? The massive kickback you're getting from the bank? The extrajudicial privileges that the military grants you? Or is it the... Are you getting the... Or is it the feeling you get when you trample people beneath your feet? The feeling of being superior to others?
Cliff narrows his eyes, scanning the now unfamiliar mercenary before him head to toe. I'm in my 90s, Jessica. It takes more than that to get me excited. He's pretty old.
Then why? What do you get from surrounding yourself with these people? How can I not have suspicions? The way I see it, you've thrown away almost all your humanity, and for what?
Humanity. It's a word that means less and less to me as I get older. Black Steel is a PMC and I'm the boss. But what do I need pretty words for? To put it another way, Jessica, if those are things you value so much, what are you doing here?
I
remember what your father once told me, that you wanted to resolve conflicts and protect others.
That's right.
In that case, why not become a police officer or a judge or a peacekeeper? And if all else fails, you could at least become a soldier to protect your family and country, right? But you chose mercenary, a job that uses force for money, a job that's inseparable from death and violence, a job that's devoid of glory or honor. I know you're not short on cash either, so I ask you again, Jessica, what are you even doing here?
I mean, it's a good question. Why did she become a merc? It's a good question for a lot of the characters. Why are they mercenaries? Not just Jessica, but a lot of the Rhode Island people.
If you haven't figured it out yet, then I can always give you my answer, because I have one.
Ambition. For the sake of my own ambitions, to prove that I'm no less than my brothers and sisters. To prove that I'm not a mediocre stain of my family. That's why I'm here.
Not bad. I like seeing that clarity and self-awareness. So don't stand there and criticize the way I conduct my business. Your father's also an excellent businessman and has his daughter. You do well to learn from him. You need to be more mature and more rational, less emotional. Secretary, escort her out.
From now on, never let her in again, no matter what. Decades ago, you sat back and watched your friends be taken captive. Decades later, you're doing the same thing as people are being driven from their homes. If that's what you call a mature, rational, and level-headed choice, then I'd rather stay naive my entire life. Or I'd rather remain a mediocre fool. Please leave, Miss Brinley. Don't touch me. I can leave on my own.
I see you've taken care of your business.
That's right. However, I did hear some bad news. Some very, very unfortunate news. Your subordinates gave my people an order to fire at the entrance of the bank. Without asking, without permission.
And why is that a problem? We have authorization from the government, and you provided us with that team. When an urgent situation arises that requires force, I don't see why it's necessary to report out every move to you line by line. You can rest assured that our people will show restraint, but during emergencies, our need comes first.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. This is very bad news, but not for me, for you.
Surely you jest.
Nobody can go over my head and command my troops. If you ever want us to coexist in harmony going forward, you'd best remember those words.
Well, he has some integrity, I guess. Have you finished sorting that batch of documents?
I'm going through them right now. I'll have them ready shortly. I just saw a repossession document. Leon Theremin just recently sold his shares. But this blank contract prepared for him showed up in a pile of documents dating back more than a decade. And it's not just this one. Many of them have been misplaced, and I don't have any signatures on them.
They weren't misplaced, they were prepared in advance.
But 10 years ago, many of these people haven't even set foot in the bank yet.
Sylvia, we have a professional actuarial system. Our concern has never been collecting a bit of interest on loans. We've always had our eyes on the prize, and that's never changed. Everything here...
This isn't what you told me before.
True, and you aren't part of the inner circle, so it's understandable that you'd be out of the loop. All the more reason to work harder to rise to the ranks.
What sort of crazy conspiracy is this? They've been watching these people for a decade before they even joined the bank, planning to, I guess, eventually ship them off.
But given the current situation, I think you'd best make full use of the opportunity you have before you.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be the government.
Woody, where'd you go?
What happened to your arm?
Pushed my luck a little, and they finally put me in my place.
Elena, if I were to leave this town, would you come with me?
What'd that guy say to you?
Nothing. Just proved once and for all that he's still a good-for-nothing bastard.
But that good-for-nothing bastard is the reason you left Laterano without a second thought. First set foot on Colombian soil and joined a war that took nearly everything from you.
The ideas were painted back when we were so mesmerizing, so tempting. To be a hero, to lead our people to end the war, to build a new paradise beyond Laterano. You know, How hard it is for young'uns and with their heads in the clouds, always following whoever shows the most confidence when battling their dreams.
I know, Woody, I know. But I ain't even saying you were tricked. I'm just saying you don't have to be ashamed of your past. It don't matter where your journey started because it brought you here. Those mistakes made you who you are. Sure, you can look back every now and then, but don't you ever regret it.
Elena.
Care for a dance, Woody? I can teach you. When I was 18, some awkward fella taught me these steps. He was a complete fool through and through, but that didn't stop me from loving to dance.
Actually, I already know how to dance.
Oh, how come I never knew that? Since when?
Since I was little, and of course you didn't know, I never told you.
Where did you learn?
On the way back to the dorms.
Wanna give it a go then?
It'd be my pleasure, ma'am.
Why didn't you just walk away when you got the orders to vacate them?
When you're disobeying orders, you might as well go all the way.
Heh, what a drama queen. Even the squads that showed up later could tell you were just staying behind to make sure it didn't get out of hand. So how's your forehead doing? Didn't expect our own people to wear kitty gloves with the crowd but show no mercy with their co-workers.
I'm fine, just a scratch. And at the end of the day, we were the first to disobey orders. I didn't know what to do at that point either, so I just went back to the basics. Made sure that nobody got hurt.
Well, you did a damn good job, Teacher's Pet. By the way, there's something I've been meaning to tell you all day, but never got the chance. Happy New Year.
Let me check. Sorry, it's already past midnight.
Yeah, so what?
I suppose it's not important. Maybe it just sucks that I wasn't the one to say it first. Happy New Year.
It's the vault. It's gonna shoot gold at us. The heavy iron door shuts tightly, and the mechanism springs into place with the sound of a dull collision, sealing off the smell of ink coming from within. An intoxicating smell. With just one whiff, people will start having wondrous delusions. Oh. All their desires can be at their fingertips, and all their regrets can be made right.
What do you really want? What do you regret, Sylvia?
Top of your class again, golly, how did someone like you give birth to a kid as smart as you? I couldn't be more proud of you, Sylvie. Someone like me. Are you serious, Sylvie? That's the best financial institution in all of Colombia. Goodness gracious, I can't believe my daughter actually made it. I'm so proud of you. I really can't say it enough. Sylvie, are you sure you want to work at a bank back home? I don't want my position to get in the way of what you want, especially with a decision as important as this one. I'm so proud of you, my daughter. Ugh. Sylvie, go Sylvie. You can always find another job. I'll be fine. No matter what you do, your mom will always be proud of you. Even when I'm no longer here. You're my pride and joy forever and always.
Mom, I hope you'll always be proud of me.
It is a magical smell that can even twist the threads of time. Within it, a tiny infant picks up a kite
It will not take flight for decades, and a sickly old man sees the honeyed candy he longed for when he was 3. Nobody can resist its temptation.
Job's done. Be sure to
Not
wrap
sure
up
what
now.
the analogy for the smell was supposed to be. Insulation. Eight-sided exquisite.
はじめましてドクター。私はジェシカと一緒にうちの開拓地の感染者
Hello,
連中
Doctor.
へ
Jessica and I are here to get
治療の
medical
提
help
供
for
を
our
お願いに
infected
来たの。
pioneer. She talks about you all the
ジェシ
time,
カ
so
が
I
よく
think
あなたたちのことを話
we'll
して
be
くれ
good
て
working
ね。
together.
私た
Oh,
ち
interesting. Okay.
きっといいビジネスパートナーになると思うわ。
I should have clicked on the gold cert, actually. Because
Have
now
you
I'm
been
like,
doing well lately, Doctor?
can I read? Actually, it's probably in my depot, isn't it? Distinction certificate. Now, see, this is different from gold certs. Even though they are gold, that's not the same thing. They're certificates and they are gold, but they're not gold certificates. These are actually metals. Fair enough. Actual, I don't know if they're actual gold bars. I think that's just the name of their money, is the gold certificate. Or at least one of their, like, denominations. Feel like, I don't know how together they are, but I feel like Woodrow and Helena are kind of together. They did wake up in the same house. And and then he was asking her to come with him if he left. I feel like if they're not, they're kind of maybe just pining after each other
Tiredness has not called on
a
me
little
yet.
bit. I don't know,
May you first
at
rest.
the very least. So that's where we're stopping for today. Should be able to finish it tomorrow. Pretty easily, unless, you know, depending on what the boss is, I suppose. So for now, thank you all for watching. The boss is interesting. Can't wait. And until we meet again, may the sands of time treat you well.